Good day, dear friends, and welcome to the next chapter of Aquarius Rising, Christianity and Judaism explained using the science of the stars. Aquarius Rising is a book over 4,000 years in the making. The rights of others are both recognized and supported. Others are free to follow their own cultural and religious path. This work does not advocate forcing anyone to do or follow anything. It is not an attack on any individual or institution. Religion is in the public domain though. As such, it must necessarily expect an examination of its customs, rituals, holy days, and doctrines. I hope this work will aid you in your spiritual journey.
Aquarius Rising, Chapter 6. Egyptians on Consciousness. Regarding the move into the age of Aquarius and what that means as an age tending to wisdom, let's examine how the ancient Egyptian Kemetians viewed consciousness as cyclic. The transition into the age of Aquarius closely approximates the move into the Egyptian age of the awakening and the beginning of a new 65,000-year major cycle. Here we again look at the sun as going through 5 stages. These stages are 1. Keper, dawn, the driller. 2. Ra, noon, the stubborn. 3. Dun, early to mid-afternoon, the wise. 4. Aden, late afternoon to twilight, the wiser. 5. Amen, night darkness, the hidden. These 5 stages represent both epochs of human history and stages of consciousness. The scarab beetle symbolizes Keper and represents the birth of consciousness at dawn. Ra is symbolized by the ram and is characterized as the preliminary stages of consciousness. Dun is represented by a man standing upright with a staff and stands for adult or mature consciousness. This is the sun in the early afternoon. Aden is symbolized by an older man hunched over with his staff, is the stage of enlightenment or full flowering of consciousness. This is the sun at its entire apex, heading towards twilight. Aden is the golden age of enlightenment of so many different mythologies. Aden was the prime time of consciousness. It was a time when the netters manifested from mind to form and guided humans to great spiritual heights. Netters are often translated as gods but are more correctly understood as forces of nature. Finally, there is Amen, who initially did not have an image. Amen is the end of the cycle where we experience the loss of consciousness, where truth is hidden, and when night, consciousness, is in full darkness. Meller indicates that Kemet oral tradition tells that the current cycle is that of Amen the hidden, which began about 6,000 years ago, 4000 BCE. The indigenous wisdom keepers of Egypt say that all people were in higher states of consciousness 20,000 years ago than we are today. This means their level of spiritual understanding was much greater than it is today. These ancients were not primitive people. During the age of Aden, the wiser, ancient stone masonry pyramids and temples were conceived, designed, and built, except the much older Great Sphinx at Giza. According to wisdom tradition, the Sphinx was carved in 3 stages covering thousands of years. According to oral tradition, the Sphinx was initially carved during a previous phase of Keper dawn. The ancients viewed this as honoring the Great Mother known as Nut. Nut represented the sky, the cosmos, and all that is unmanifest. As the cycles changed, so did the consciousness of humankind. The transition Aden, twilight, to the age of Amen, night and darkness, brought about darkening people's minds. Again, according to Kemet tradition, the ancient priests of late Aden knew of this approaching time and developed writing to leave teachings to help guide humanity through this dark period of consciousness. According to tradition, writing began before the Sumerian culture, part of ancient Kemet known as Sa-Mer-Ra. This would put the date at about 6000 BCE and near the range of the astrological age of Gemini. Gemini, a mutable air sign, symbolizes communication and has been considered the sign that rules writing in astrology. The oral tradition of Egypt is that language was invented in order to assist in the passing down of knowledge in the coming age of Amen darkness where truth was hidden. The advent of writing is in alignment with the paradigm of the Kemet cycle. The table in the video shows the astrological eras along with the Egyptian Kemet cycle. This is a close approximation and is included to give the reader a sense of the ancient Egyptians' urgency about passing down knowledge to future generations via the mathematics hidden in the monuments and helping facilitate and spread symbolic language. Virgo, commenced 13,086 BC, associated with Yun, afternoon, the wise. Leo, commenced 10,926 BC, associated with Aden, twilight, the wiser. Cancer, commenced 8,766 BC, associated with Aden, twilight, the wiser. Gemini, commenced 6,606 BC, associated with Aden, twilight, the wiser. Taurus, commenced 4,446 BC, associated with Amen, night, the hidden. Aries, commenced 2,286 BC, associated with Amen, night, the hidden. Pisces, commenced 126 BC, associated with Amen, night, the hidden. Aquarius, the approaching new epoch, will commence 2034 AD, associated with Kepler, dawn, the driller. Capricorn, will commence 4194 AD, associated with Kepler, dawn, the driller. Sagittarius, will commence 6354 AD, associated with Kepler, dawn, the driller. Scorpio, will commence 8514 AD, associated with Ra, noon, the stubborn. Libra, will commence 10674 AD, associated with Ra, noon, the stubborn. There was something about the precession of the equinoxes that the ancients wanted to draw our attention to. What if the ancients wanted to warn of a cycle of destruction that could threaten civilization and cause destruction so severe that we do not know of them thousands of years later? They were specialists at the skies. Creating time-lasting monuments like the Great Pyramid and the Sphinx required a significant effort to draw our attention to the precession of the equinoxes. Likely they believed there is a loophole, something we will find out and have time to prepare for, otherwise, it would have been useless for them to bring our attention to it. This will be something future researchers will have to examine in more detail.
The information in this video was taken from Aquarius Rising, Christianity and Judaism Explained Using the Science of the Stars by Rico Rojo. Aquarius Rising pulls data from over 4,000 years and numerous books and manuscripts and presents it in an easily digestible form for the modern reader. Aquarius Rising is available on your local Amazon in both print and Kindle. If you found this information useful, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.